Welcome back to year one of our GM mode commentary for the New York Rangers. We're up here at the trade deadline. Right now we sit in second in our division behind the Pittsburgh Penguins. This video is mainly just going to focus on any trades we need to make. I'll go ahead and take a look at the stats for not only our players, but players around the league. And we'll do any last-minute line changes, things like that, as we get ready to make one final push for the playoffs. As I said in the last video, I wanted to take a break from the recording. That way I could just kind of see what players were available for trades, potential ways that we could strengthen our team. I figured it would be a lot better for me to do that without recording. That way I can kind of just go ahead and get through the trades in this video without doing a lot of just trying different things. So my mentality when looking through trades was to find teams that were kind of bottom of the league, weren't going to make the playoffs, see if they had any rental players that could help bolster our team. I really wanted a bona fide first line player to play along with Rick Nash. One of the first players I looked at here was Jiri Hudler. Jiri Hudler is a right-wing playmaker. They do want to give him up. He's an 88 overall. He's 32, salary is $4 million, 1 year left on that contract, so he would be a rental player for us. And he is a first liner. When I looked at him a little closer, you know, his stats look great. Everything about him looks great. But then I looked at his production. Now, he has missed a good bit of the season. He's missed about 20 games. But he's only scored 9 goals with 16 assists in about 47 games. Yeah, 47 games played. So, you know, his stats are really great in terms of his overall and everything. But he's not producing. So we would have had to have given up a whole lot to get Jiri Hudler too. So another team that was at the bottom of the league that I found that I think we're going to make this trade was here with Detroit. So I came to Detroit here, and you know, at first I saw Gustav Nyquist. He is a right-wing elite first-line forward. But they're not going to want to give him up. It's just not realistic. You know, he's kind of their future right now. So one person I noticed that was available here was Pavel Datsyuk. Datsuk's a 93 overall. He's 37. He has 2 years left on his contract at $7.5 million, but it's likely he'll either retire or we can use him next year. So he's producing at a pretty high rate too at 37 years old. So I think this is the trade I want to make. I was able to put him in here, and when I was looking at our lines, I noticed that we do have Brady Shea is ready to come up to the NHL. He can play on the bottom pairing with Dan Boyle, but what that means is we're going to send Mark Stahl the other way. But since Mark Stahl's value is so much higher, I thought we could get Xavier Ouellet as well. That way when Boyle retires next year, we'll have two guys to kind of replace both him and Mark Stahl. In this trade, I also had an extra forward, so I went ahead and decided that I thought sending Jarrett Stoll the other way made a lot of sense. And, you know, if we do this, we're also able to throw in potentially a draft pick, maybe 2, from a team that's kind of lower in the standings right now. I did try to get their second from this year, and that didn't work out so well. So let's go ahead and try to get their second from next year. Will this go through? Okay, we need to get it just a little bit higher. And that's okay. I'm okay with upgrading our pick from a third to a second next year. And there we go. Alright, so Pavel Datsyuk is on the team now. So we're going to go ahead and go to the roster moves. We do have, I believe we have Bernhardt we can move back down. We'll go ahead and do that as well. We brought him up when Nash was injured, so we'll go ahead and send him down. We need to bring Brady Shea up. Let's check Brady Shea real quick here. He's listed as a depth forward, so we may keep Ouellet up here for now and play Brady Shea next year. Let him just finish out in Hartford. Ouellet's stats are fine. I think he'll be okay up here for now. So we'll go ahead and leave it like that. Okay, so let's go to edit lines here. So I want Datsuk obviously on the first line here. I was thinking we can move Zuccarello down, move Hayes down, move Lindbergh to the wing here, Stahlberg down to the fourth line. We'll have Dominic Moore playing in the center position for this, and we'll throw in, hold on, no, we won't throw in anybody just yet. We're actually going to keep Jesper Foss down there, and we'll throw in Pavel Datsuk. Now, we'll look at their stats. We'll either have Datsuk or Stepan taking the face-offs, depending on who's better in that category, which Datsuk's a lot better. So right now, that's what our lines look like. I think that, gives us a lot more offensive firepower on the top six. It does split up the line that was the most effective, so I'll have to keep an eye on that, because when Stahlberg was up here, that was our best line. Okay, starting lineup. We need to get... We'll go ahead and move Yandel up, which works out because he was complaining about ice time anyway. And we'll throw in Xavier Ouellet on the bottom line with Dan Boyle. Okay. Now special teams. Definitely want to keep these pretty similar. I'm thinking we move... This is where things will get a little tricky. So I definitely want to keep Zuccarello up here if I can. But I think it makes more sense, honestly, to have Pavel Datsuk here with Derek Stepan and Rick Nash. And then we'll have Kreider, Brassard, Lindbergh. And yeah, we'll leave it at that for now. On the four-man power play, we'll go ahead and put Stepan with Zuccarello and Datsuk with Rick Nash. And on the penalty kill, I think Datsuk's going to be there, which I'm not against, but I'd rather go like this. We'll have JT Miller take the face-offs on the second one there, and we'll go ahead and put Jesper Foss back. We'll put him on the second pairing, though. And I'm okay leaving Datsuk as the second for a three-man penalty kill. That's fine. Okay, so that's what our lines are looking like right now. So we'll have Nash with Datsuk and Stepan, Zuccarello with Brassard and Kreider, JT Miller with Kevin Hayes and Oscar Lindbergh, Victor Stahlberg with Dominic Moore and Jesper Foss. And then if Xavier Ouellet's not getting it done, we'll go ahead and move Brady Shea up, but I think that'll work out pretty well. When Boyle's contract is up at the end of the year, we'll have somebody to replace him as well. Alright, so I think that's really the only trade I want to make. I don't want to, trade anybody that's contract's going to be expiring at the end of the year just to get a draft pick, because we are in a win now mentality. I floated around the idea of trading Kevin Hayes instead, but he's, one of our young centers, and right now I think it's just better to hang on to him. So we'll take a quick look here at the stats for everybody. So now Pavel Datsuk is our leading goal scorer. He has 49 points, which, none of those have come with our team just yet. So we'll see how many points he can get in the last 19 games of the season, or 20, I guess. Rick Nash has 45 points, 20 goals scored. Then we have Ryan McDonough, Oscar Lindbergh with 40 and 42 points. We have a lot in the 30s, and then it kind of drops off from there. So yeah, we'll go ahead and look at the entire league. One thing I've noticed is point production in general isn't that high. You have 3 players that are over a point per game. Well, I guess 2 that are over a point per game, and that's Crosby and Malkin. Not a lot of 30 goal scorers. I don't think Ovechkin's up here at all, actually. Yeah, Ovechkin's only had 28 goals in 61 games, so point production in general is not great. I'm not really sure why that is. But yeah, so here's all the stats. We'll go by forwards. And none of our guys are up here at all. Datsuk will be our first, and you have to go down considerably. So we're not a high-scoring team. And then defensemen, you have Drew Doughty, Ekman Larson, Letang, Burns. McDonough is up there, so we do have that top two, Norris Trophy potential defenseman. So we'll go ahead and take a look at the standings as well. So right now we sit in second in our division and 7th overall. We have a power play percentage of 18.9, and our penalty kill, I believe, is the best in the league. If I can get it to click. There we go. Yep. So our penalty kill is the best in the league. We'll see if that drops now that we've traded away Jarrett Stoll. Okay, so take a quick look at the calendar, and that'll be where we end this video. So we're here at the trade deadline. We have about a month left. We have 20 games left, I believe. A lot of Eastern Conference teams. So it's important that we get these wins. I'd like to be first in our division. First in the Eastern Conference would be nice. But we'll take it from there. So feel free to leave any comments about how you feel these trades went. And I'll see you in the next video where we get up to the first round of the playoffs. Thank you.